In a country divided, the call for accountability reverberates across party lines. Public opinion has taken a drastic turn, demanding work requirements for welfare programs like Medicaid and food stamps. A recent survey exposes the surprising level of support among Americans. Find out why two-thirds of the population believes that those benefiting from government assistance should prove their commitment to work. This groundbreaking revelation has sent shockwaves through the political landscape. Are you ready to uncover the deep-seated benefits and hidden tension behind the issue? Stay informed and tap subscribe below. Enable notifications to get the latest on this crucial. Click more below. To Medicaid recipients would be required to work for government assistance. The country. Click more below to access the link. Now back to the news. Public.
All right, so the last time I gave my opinion, I gave my perspective on this, and I feel as though, and I said it before, welfare, Social Security, not Social Security, SSI, and all that stuff, for me, are implementary. They're supplementary. They're an income that's basically used for you to get on your feet, and then you do what you got to do. A lot of people in all over the world is like wherever you receive SSI and welfare and stuff like that, I feel as though a lot of people are taking advantage, and that to me is them being selfish, because at the end of the day, there's plenty of people out here that really do need. I gotta get that off the screen. That's comment. Okay, there we go. I got the comment. Now y'all can see everything. All right. There's plenty of people out here that really do need them that supplemental income. And those people out here that are being selfish, that are doing things to receive them supplemental incomes or receive any type of income from the government, is taken away from those that really do need it. So I feel as though, like, listen, work. Go to work. Ain't nothing wrong with you. Go to work. Leave the supplemental income for those that really do need it. Those that can't go to work. Those that can't move. Those that, are really disabled. Blessings, young Riaz. Blessings. How you doing today? There's too many people out here that are injured. Like, for example, right now, my neighbor, she got shot on both kneecaps and the inner thigh due to a drive-by shooting here in my community, right? And for her, when she comes home, she's not going to be able to go back to work. She's going to need to, how can I say, go to rehab, get herself together, and get on her 2 feet to go back to work and do whatever it is that she was doing. Her life totally changed that day. So she's going to have to do all this and not go to work. So now she's going to have to, apply for unemployment. And we're in Philly. I do know that a lot of the unemployment goes through the welfare. I don't know how it works in other places. I do know that a lot of it goes through the welfare and stuff like that, because I've seen a lot of people go through unemployment through the welfare. So I'm not sure how it really works 100%, but I do know that the SSI is for the disabled people with, I gotta say, people with mental illness, people with disabilities. For example, people that got really bad diabetes, cancer, to the point where they can't move or do nothing. People with Down syndrome, real bad autism. I could just keep going down the line. That's just a couple examples. So I do say that this supplemental income really does work for them. But those out here that can't, they can do anything, there is nothing wrong with them. They got 2 perfectly good feet, 2 perfectly good hands, 2 perfectly good arms, a mouth they could talk with, 2 perfectly good eyes, great hearing and stuff like that. Go to work. Stop thinking that, listen, for y'all females out here, oh, I'm going to pop this baby here today, I'm going to pop that baby here tomorrow, and leave it with my mom or leave it with somebody and spend this cash that I'm getting and use these little bit of food stamps, and that's how my kid is going to survive. That's why it's too much of the misery going on in our communities. Get mad at me for those women that out here that do it, but y'all doing too much fuck up shit out here. When it comes, like, what y'all need them food stamps for? To keep getting high, to keep getting drunk, to leave your baby to the side and keep ignoring them? Go to work.
Sentiment regarding work requirements for Medicaid and food stamp beneficiaries has sparked intense debate. With 63% of Americans demanding proof of work for government assistance, the country finds itself at a crossroads. The Republican Party has taken the lead, proposing legislation that enforces work obligations. Under this plan, Medicaid recipients would be required to work 80 hours a month, except for those with dependents or individuals over 56 years old. Simultaneously, SNAP recipients, commonly known as food stamps, they face heightened expectations as their existing work requirements are targeted for reinforcement. Currently, individuals age 18 to 49 without dependents must demonstrate their work status. However, the new Republican proposal seeks to raise the age limit to 56, substantially expanding the group affected by these requirements. President Joe Biden's stance on the matter has been met with uncertainty, initially signaling openness to negotiations over work requirements for food stamps. He ruled out any changes for Medicaid. However, subsequent statements from the White House appear to downplay the possibility of increased work obligations altogether. This inconsistency has left the nation questioning the administration's position. Despite differing opinions among politicians, survey results suggest the call for work requirements transcends partisan lines. A senior Republican aide claims that bolstering work obligations is not a controversial stance, citing the widespread support demonstrated in the poll. In a clear jab at the White House, the aide insinuates that even President Biden initially expressed support before being corrected by his team.
Whatever Biden said.
However, locally, there are already states proposing similar requirements. Watch.
The issue of whether there should be work requirements for Mainers who rely on SNAP benefits for food is on the table at the State House today.
Specifically, a new bill would prevent the state from requesting a waiver for federal SNAP work requirements. Those include being required to apply for work, accept any suitable job offered, and more. The rules apply to able-bodied adults under the age of 60. There are some exceptions, though, if you're caring for young children or if you have certain physical or mental limitations, or while somebody is in a drug or alcohol treatment program. Now, not meeting work requirements can disqualify somebody from receiving benefits for a minimum of 1 month the first time. A second offense could mean a permanent ban from the program. Lawmakers will hear from the public about the proposal at a hearing this morning scheduled for 10 o'clock in the state capitol.
While work requirements gain traction, the data shows an overwhelming majority opposing cuts to Medicare and Social Security spending, with 77% of respondents against reductions in these popular entitlement programs. It becomes evident that Americans prioritize protecting the elderly and preserving social safety nets. The sentiment holds true across party lines, with both Democrats and Republicans showing similar levels of opposition to cuts. The urgency to find a resolution is palpable as Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen warns of a potential default by June 1st if an agreement isn't reached. Negotiations between the White House and congressional Republicans intensify as the deadline looms. Despite reassurances from both sides, the specter of a historic default looms over the nation. In this rapidly evolving landscape, the demand for work requirements and welfare programs does remain a contentious issue. With the majority of Americans voicing support, the pressure on lawmakers to act intensifies. The question of personal responsibility and actual accountability does take center stage, as the public seeks a fair balance between assistance and self-sufficiency. As negotiations unfold, it's essential to stay informed and engaged. The fate of these work requirements will shape the future of welfare programs and impact millions of Americans. Now more than ever, it's crucial to follow this story closely and understand the underlying dynamics that fuel nationwide conversation. Let's continue the conversation in the comments below for the Next News Network.
Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for the purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Fair use allows limited use of copyrighted material without permission from the copyright holder for purposes such as criticism, parody, news reporting, research, and scholarships and teaching. Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on this video or any video, including the Writers for Life Brings You to Let's Talk About It podcast, do not reflect on the opinions of y'all Shorty, Racheal, and the members of the Writer for Life podcast. Everything we talk about is allegedly and is our opinion. Our videos are not recommended for minors. Everything we talk. I don't know why I stopped my disclaimer, but anyways, guys, like I said, take care of y'all loved ones. check on them, especially if you got loved ones that are elderly and stuff like that. In my opinion, I think we need to start going out there to make our money, start becoming independent from the government. Like in reality, we need to leave that income for those that really do need it. But that's my opinion. That's what I think. That's how I feel. In other news, guys,